Did you know that more people now get their news online than from any other source? MainWebNews.com covers the current events forming the trends of tomorrow. Experience the future of Maine News today at MainWebNews.com.
Maine Web News followed a very disturbing story about a young couple in our neighboring state of New Hampshire. Child Protective Services took their newborn baby and listed the father's political affiliations as a reason. A court affidavit stated, the division became aware and confirmed that Mr. Irish associated with a militia known as the Oath Keepers and had purchased several different types of weapons, including a rifle, handgun, and taser, the affidavit states. The Oath Keepers is a non-profit organization. Its members are current and former U.S. military and law enforcement officers sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States should they be ordered to violate it. The Oath Keepers organization is not a militia, as the court affidavit and corporate media insist. And of course, owning a rifle is not against the law. The story received national attention on the Alex Jones radio show, and a crowd of several hundred people gathered to protest the weaponizing of Child Protective Services against political organizations. Members of the Oath Keepers and We Are Change flew to New Hampshire from all over the country. Here's the founder of Oath Keepers, attorney Stuart Rhodes.
And in particular, in this case here, you had a social worker with the New Hampshire Department of Children, Youth, and Families, who in her affidavit, among the reasons given for taking a newborn baby from her parents was the father's association with Oath Keepers, and they called us a militia. So we are opposing the idea, the very concept of anyone ever having their political associations used as a reason given for the state to take their child away.
Gary Franchi of the national media outlet Reality Report was amongst those who traveled to New Hampshire to cover the event. The real significance is the precedent that this could have set. If allowed to stand, this could mean that if you exercise your First Amendment right to freedom of speech or freedom of assembly, and the government doesn't happen to like what you're doing, you can be punished all the way up to and including taking your child away from you, just like taking eggs from a hen. Fortunately, it appears that someone in the New Hampshire family court system exercised sound sense and judgment. After the hearing, it was announced that there is, in essence, a gag order in the case, but a generic gag order in all of these sorts of cases in New Hampshire. We'll get back to that in a moment, but the mom and dad were certainly all smiles.
How's the baby?
Don't know yet.
You gonna see it tonight?
Give me a call later, we'll talk.
How do you feel about her?
I love her to death, and she's Daddy's little girl.
Stuart Rhodes thanked his fellow Oath Keepers and others for their support.
More and more sheriffs and more police are stepping up and realizing that the people and the police are together. We're all in the same boat, we're all together, we're all on the same team. And the bad guys don't like that. It makes them really upset. And that's why they attack Oath Keepers so much. And so that's why we're here. We saw this case, whether it was negligence and just incompetence, or whether it was something of part of a bigger plan to start using political associations as a weapon against dissidents and CPS, we don't know. But the main point is we saw the nose coming in under the tent and we stomped on it. So that's what we're here to do.
The Oath Keepers took a moment to give thanks for the day's outcome, and then in Oath Keeper tradition, they ended the day by reaffirming their oath to defend the Constitution.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
Pledging my life.
Pledging my life.
My fortune.
My fortune.
And my sacred honor.
And my sacred honor.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
The gag order is causing quite a stir, as a lot of people are wondering, why on earth would a government agency be allowed to operate in secrecy? It actually made it very difficult to even report on this. No agency should be allowed to avoid an honest reporting of what goes on within the agency. Now that the floodlight is shining on that issue, I'm sure it will remain a concern. Stuart Rhodes and the Oath Keepers have demanded that the reference to Oath Keepers be deleted from the affidavit, or the Oath Keepers will file a lawsuit. What may very well be a case of a whole lot of unnecessary heartache seems for the moment to have a happy ending. Maine Web News joined the family at their camp and would like to share with you this exclusive Maine Web News footage. Let's hope this happy ending is allowed to continue.
Folks, this is Cheyenne Marie Zelthia Irish. Come on, Daddy. Cheyenne Marie Zelthia Irish. Yeah, that happens. This is what Nana does.
Well, she looks happy.